Unfortunately, my friends, this is the new normal. Whenever I leave the house, I gotta bring all these supplies with me. Since I arrived back home after disembarking that cruise ship about a month and a half ago, I've been doing my part in society by, well, staying away from society. I've been pretty much hunkered down in my apartment, only leaving the apartment to go to the grocery store maybe 3 times and to go to work. Today I'm going to break the rules a little bit. I'm going to actually get out of the house, do a little bit of exercise. You are allowed to do that. I'm going to be social distancing continuously. I'm going to stay away from people. I got a mask here in the car that I'm going to get out and walk around with, and I'm just getting a little stir crazy, man. I need to get out and get some exercise. It's a beautiful day. It's going to be nearly 60 degrees today, so instead of getting out and walking around my boring neighborhood, I'm going to go to a neighborhood that, well, it's one of my favorite neighborhoods in the whole world. And it's a neighborhood that, if you're a fan of this channel, I believe you enjoy as well. I don't know if I need to put any money in this meter or not. Are they giving tickets during the pandemic? I don't know. I'm going to not put any money in it and see if I get a ticket. It's good for 4 hours, but I only plan on being here for just a couple. Obviously, there's nothing here to do but walk around. That's right, my friends. I'm bringing you today on this detour back to Salem, Massachusetts. What do you guys think about the hair? Pretty bitchin', right? The Church Street parking deck is, well, it's still open under construction, and during this pandemic, I parked on the street, didn't put any money in the meter. Hopefully I don't have a ticket, but if you do feel like coming down here, this is an option of where to park. And this is the parking lot I always park in. I always park on the top deck. Wow, which city is officially a ghost town? You guys see my videos. I'm out here constantly in October. These streets are packed shoulder to shoulder. Opposite case today. No line outside of 217 Essex Street, otherwise known as the Nightmare Gallery. But I do see Sam from Trick or Treat awaiting those October guests. All the stores are closed here in Salem, but I can still give you some window shopping here of the stuff you could purchase if these stores were open. There are a few people out here walking around, getting some exercise, pushing the baby carriage, walking the dogs. But one thing you won't see today is a trolley departing the trolley depot, taking anybody out on those historic trolley tours of Salem. Closed until further notice. If you do your research here on Detours, you'll see that I took you on that trolley tour. That was probably about a year ago right now. I think it was April or May. It was my first time on the trolley. Check that video out. A lot different right now than Halloween, huh?
I can't hear you. Wait a minute. What was that?
I said it's a lot different right now than it is on Halloween when you're always
God,
out here.
This is a Twilight Zone.
It is a Twilight Zone episode.
I know. It's insane.
Well, I'm glad you're out here at least giving a little bit of happiness to people walking around.
To do that. Hi, guys. Trying to give somebody happiness, and in return, I get happiness for giving it.
It goes without saying that I will not be entering my favorite Salem restaurant, Rockefeller's, to grab that cold Bud Light, which I always grab first thing when I get here to Salem. As you know, everything's pretty much closed. They might be open for takeout. I have an extra mask in my car for Samantha from Bewitched if she wants it, but it's one of those N95 masks. You know how hard those are to get. Sorry, Sam. I wasn't going to waste that mask on this photo shoot. Right behind me is the Witch House, also known as the Judge Jonathan Corwin House. He was the judge during the Salem witch trials of 1692. No executions ever happened inside this house, but a lot of the plans for those executions came to light in this house right behind me. If you are a fan of the Halloween Time movie, Hocus Pocus, starring Bette Midler and Sarah Jessica Parker, You might recognize this house. The official name of this house is the Ropes Mansion, but you guys might know it as Allison's house, the girlfriend from Max, you know, the lead character in Hocus Pocus. Another location from the movie Hocus Pocus is right behind me at number 4 Ocean Ave. This is Max's house, the main character of the movie besides the witches. I'm sure you remember that scene when the witches, they shoot it right out the top of that roof after getting their book of spells back from Max and Allison. Such a beautiful little house with a great view of the bay right here. That's right, stop and take a photo. Another one of my favorite watering holes here in Salem is the Village Tavern. Unfortunately, I won't be sitting down at the bar in here today, but if I choose to do so, I can order some curbside pickup, which is nice. Just like every other movie theater in America, the Salem Cinema is temporarily closed. I wonder what the last movie that we showed out here was. Going to the movies is a big part of my life. If you follow my Instagram, I'm constantly at the movies, seeing a new movie every week. It's killing me not to go see a movie. I can't wait to get back in the theater. Get that theater popcorn, that disgustingly large soda, the $15 ticket price. I miss all that. Usually it's $12, but anyways, I miss all that. I cannot wait for the movies to be reopened. I hope it's sometime soon. I hope we're sitting, you know, I try to sit away from people in the movie theater anyway, so hopefully there's like 6 seats between me and the next person. That's the way I go to the movies. Besides not going to movies and not going to bars, there's 2 other things that I'm definitely not doing today. And let's be clear, it's not because I don't want to. It's just I don't have that option. One thing I won't be doing is getting my palm read here at the Bewitched in Salem. It is quite a big palm. It's not going to be my palm today. I always love looking at this poster. It's really cool. They got a cool collection of horror movie figures. Collection of crazy clocks. Skulls. You gotta have skulls. I won't be getting my palms read at the Ullman either, although I did about 6 or 7 years ago. And the other thing I won't be doing today definitely is getting a brand new tattoo. Although last October I did get my last tattoo in there. You see that? It's the Aquarius symbol. Got them right there inside those 4 walls. No masks on those 2. And why aren't they at school? The Halloween Museum. Wow, that's an establishment I never visited before. Have to put that on my list to do when Salem was back open and operational. This block over here has got a ton of great stores. You got the Salem Witchboard Museum. Remember Salem? You got a Harry Potter store over there that sells wands and all that kind of spellbinding stuff. Can't forget about Crowhaven, the oldest witch shop in the world. And then you got at the end of the block, the old Main Street pub. And I wish I was sitting down at that bar inside the old Main Street pub. Great mood and atmosphere. They got really, really cold PBRs also. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Standing in the foreground of the Hawthorne Hotel is the famous author Nathaniel Hawthorne. You may know him as the author of The House of the Seven Gables, also located here in Salem. A relative of Nathaniel Hawthorne was Jonathan Hawthorne. He, I believe that this hotel was named after, was a judge during the Salem witch trials of 1692. I know I show you guys all the same stuff when I'm out here in Salem. I really, not a historian of Salem, I just kind of walk and read the plaques. I know about the bars and the restaurants, those are closed. I know this is the Wars of Salem in the 1800s. They used to bring spices over, I think sugar and maybe pepper. There's a plaque over there that explains it. These are the earliest photographs of Salem's wars dating back to the 1800s, as the great age of sail was coming to an end. Salem achieved the greatest trade. I'm not going to read this. That's what you're looking at, the Wars of Salem. So I know I always called this the Wars of Salem in the 1800s. The official name is Derby Wharf. And here's all the info on Derby Wharf. This is also the place of the Salem Maritime National Historic Site. The National Park Service, U.S. Department of Interior. And right over here is another plaque giving you the history of the Custom House, which is right across the street. I'm not gonna lie, it's not like Halloween out here at all. There's hardly anybody, but there are people out here exercising. Stir crazy, want to get out of the house just like me? Captain Dusty's ice cream sign is looking, well, a little dusty. Good to know. If you do want some Captain Dusty ice cream, you can call ahead and order to go. Yeah, this is so much more interesting than walking around my neighborhood. For instance, my neighborhood can't claim that they have the oldest standing candy company in America on their block. I don't have that. And another thing my neighborhood doesn't have is the House of the Seven Gables. Looks like they're wheeling out some fresh mulch. What a beautiful house, isn't it? The House of the Seven Gables. I think Seven Gables means 7 roofs. This would be a pretty amazing house to be quarantined in. And it's huge. It's got 7 gables. My apartment only has 1 gable. Man, I always love coming down this driveway and looking at all these houses, how they're all painted different colors. Pretty unique. Yep, all the houses are painted different colors from the one next to it. Pretty cool. Love the blue door on this house. The plaque says Penn Townsend Mariner, 1771. That's a fantastic torch on that house. Beautiful color as well. Torch gives you a straight on view out here to the bay. Go down there and sit a spell. Imagine if that was your bedroom up there and you take a gander out your window and you look down here and you see Michael Myers standing behind a bed sheet. Such a peaceful little neighborhood except for the construction sound over there. Hearing birds chirp. Hearing a guy spreading mulch. Hearing seagulls out in the bay. Beautiful day out here today. If you are out here taking your dog for a walk, remember to clean up after it. Peekaboo, I see you. And I see quite a random alleyway. A lot of stuff going on in here. Still decorated for Halloween, I love it. If you are out and about walking around Salem, make sure you're social distancing, stay 6 feet away from people. Don't be in large groups. In fact, don't be in any groups. Just be by yourself, maybe one friend and a dog or a baby in a carriage. If not, police will take notice. It's the brand new America after all. Let's go check out the Urban Art Museum. It's not an art museum per se, but it's a block here in Salem with this really cool graffiti. Like Big Papi, David Ortiz. Or this pretty epic Jaws poster. You guys a fan of Godzilla and robots having a battle? Isn't this stuff cool? All these walls here in this apartment complex, all graffitied up just like this. That's wicked cool. Yeah, this is about as far as I'm gonna go down this alley. Stunning street art, gotta tell you. Pretty awesome. That stuff is dope. Speaking of which, I'm smelling it right around the corner. The eyes are the window to the soul. It's not historical, it's not nautical, it's nothing to do with witches, but Wendys is open. So is Engine House Pizza and Subs. I mean, it probably wasn't the safest thing to do is leave the house and walk around outside, but I had to get out of the house. I just hope this little visit here today doesn't end up putting me in a cemetery. Speaking of cemeteries, here is the burying point. 1637, the oldest burial ground in the city of Salem. Let's go inside and take a peek. Love looking at these above ground mausoleums. All the old tombstones scattered around here. See that house right there? That's part of the Peabody, Essex Museum. That house was, well, what used to be in China, and they took it apart and they brought it back here and put it back together the exact same way it was in China. It's a huge exhibit out here. You walk through Chinese culture, history. The sign still welcomes you to the Peabody, Essex Museum, but I have on very good authority that you're not going to be getting in there today, or at least for the next month. This is Roger Conant. He is the first settler of Salem, Massachusetts. And right behind the statue for Roger Conant is the famous Salem Witch Museum. The Salem Witch Museum, totally desolate right now. Usually you'll see a line out the door of people wanting to go learn about witch history, especially in October. But you can find a line out here pretty much every time of year. Just October is the preferred time to go see it. Because after all, this is Witch City and this is Halloween Town. This is the place to be in October. Go back and watch all my videos. Well, hopefully the world will get back to normal somewhat in the next few months and Halloween won't be canceled out here in Salem, the haunted happenings. Such a great time to come out here. Although I'll never bring you in here because photos and video are never allowed inside the Salem Witch Museum. But you definitely should check it out on your own. I'm digging that fence. Right behind me is Proctors Ledge. It's a monument and the very spot where those 19 men and women who were believed to be witches were executed by hanging. Proctors Ledge is very easy to locate. It's right here on Pope Street, right behind this Walgreens. Right behind me at 64 Bridge Street is the Salem Art Gallery and the Salem Satanic Temple. I took you inside this building last October during a detour. Go back and check that video out. I'm not gonna lie, when I left this building last year, I felt a little, I felt a little strange. I swear I didn't try to break into the Boston Hot Dog Company. I hear the cops coming my way. I wouldn't do that. I'm a good guy. Anyways, I'll be back. They're closed right now, but I'll be back. Right there, the sign says, see you in a few weeks. Well, I think that's going to be it for today. Walking around Salem, showing you how it looks here during quarantine times. Can't wait to get this mask off. Gonna get it off now. I can finally breathe better. Well, that's going to be it for my coverage of Salem, Massachusetts during quarantine times. As you can see, I was socially distancing pretty well. Stayed more than 6 feet away from everybody I saw today. Not that I saw a lot of people, but when I did see them, I kept my distance. They kept their distance. We all had our masks on, except for a couple bike riders and skateboarders I saw who probably should have been at homeschool at this time of day. I'm really hoping that Salem is back open and operational in the near future. Heck, I hope the whole world is back open and operational in the near future. I want to go back and experience the restaurants, the shops. I want to walk around Salem without a mask, unless it's Halloween time. Which brings me to this point. I hope Halloween is not canceled this year. That would be the first time that I could ever remember that Halloween would have been canceled. Has it ever been canceled before? Well, hopefully not this year. You know what to do next. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. I always answer all the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to Detours. Click that red subscribe button. And while you're clicking away, click that small bell. It'll give you instant notification every single time I upload a brand new Detour. Check me out on social media. I'm on Instagram at Derek Millen, DerekMillen. On Instagram, I'm posting pictures where I'm currently filming a detour. You're going to see where I am several days before I post that video up on YouTube. And as always, I'll catch you on the next detour.